With the Jalen Hurts contract, how will this affect Lamar Jackson in Baltimore? Hello, guys, and welcome to Pack the Bank podcast. What is attempting to be the greatest sports podcast on YouTube right now. We appreciate all the love, all the likes, all the comments, and all the subscribers that we've got right now just recently. So we're glad to have you guys aboard. But let's jump right into it, man. We're gonna talk about some NFL news. Of course, do Panthers Corner. We're gonna do some safety rankings. Finally, that's gonna be rough because it's a thin list, but I got 5 in there. And then we're gonna end with a Panthers mock draft. Next Wednesday, we're going to come on and try to do one last 32-team mock draft just to get one last one out before the actual draft. And do not forget, next Thursday, we will be on YouTube Live, watching, not showing you the draft, but reacting to the draft. So come hang out with us, man. Let's chat. Let's have a good old time. We're down a man tonight, so yeah, it kind of sucks. Cody, we miss you, bud. We hope you get back. Hope you have safe travels this weekend, and we'll see you soon. So let's jump right into the NFL news real quick. All right, so Tua had the Dolphins, of course, are having their practices and stuff going on right now. That every team's having workouts and all that. They had some interviews with the players, and they had one with Tua, and apparently he said that for a time he considered retiring. It would be hard for him to walk away from this game. He feels like I feel like this is what's best for me and my family. So, I'm cool with it. I think when he's healthy, he's a really good quarterback. But I think if there's another 1 to 2 concussions, I think it's, whether you're young or not, just hang it up, dude. It's not worth your life. It's not worth the future of what's going to happen to you in the future, based off you just wanting to play. And I get it, but it's the same thing Luke Kuechly went through.
Yep, I agree, especially if he has a season like he had last season where he had those 2 really, really bad ones where like his, the hands were sticking up in front of his face with his fingers all curled.
Game, right?
Yep, I think so, yeah. If that happens again, you can love the game all you want to, but the game at this point doesn't love you back. You got to look out for you. He invested his money wisely, I hope. It seems like he did. So, just hope he can stay healthy. Because like you said, when he is healthy, he's a really good quarterback. But, you just got to stay healthy. Hope praying for him.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. I agree with you. The Pittsburgh Steelers have traded a 7th-round pick, which is pick number 234, to the Los Angeles Rams for a 7th-rounder, pick number 251, and wide receiver Allen Robinson. Rams will pay $10.25 million of Robinson's salary. Steelers pay remaining $5 million. Robinson is scheduled to be in Pittsburgh for a physical on Wednesday, which he did pass. So he is now officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. I don't think Allen Robinson is that awful of a wide receiver, so I think a change of scenery may help him a little bit. That Pittsburgh Steelers team is looking very nice. Definitely the offense. I do like the offense. I think one more receiver probably wouldn't hurt to go with Pickens and Robinson, maybe in the later rounds of this upcoming draft. But yeah, I like this move.
Yeah, good move. It's cheap. You can get a receiver that has had good seasons. Has he had one recently? No, but if you can get him back to what he was, then you're going to be living because you didn't really give up anything, really, because you got a 7th-round pick back anyways. So, no risk. Low risk, high reward.
Okay, so this is to talk about the S2 test that happened with all the quarterbacks I don't know if it's just quarterbacks or if it's like just the 1st-round draft picks or how this works, if it's just everybody. I don't know how this works.
I think everybody takes it, but whenever they're a prospect. But I don't know how long they've been doing it. But I know they keep saying for like the last 7 years, everyone who's had like a low score hasn't been good or something like that.
Well, I know that Miles Sanders said that he didn't do it. And he's he's like 26, so it's recent because I mean he hasn't been in the league but so long. But anyway, yeah. So Bryce Young reportedly posted a 98 out of a 99 on the S2 test, a test that is designed to showcase processing abilities. Young's score was higher than that of Justin Fields, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. Will Levis reportedly put up a 93 on the same test, which is similar. Oh God, which is similar to Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. Anthony Richardson reportedly scored brilliantly. It's crazy that they say brilliantly, but doesn't post what he made on the test. While an exact score has not yet been revealed, never mind, take that back. And CJ Stroud reportedly scored relatively low compared to that of all the other QBs. I think it's hard, man.
I saw a rumor about AR's one, and I don't know why, but somebody was saying he got like a 95 or something.
So he would have scored higher than Will.
Yeah. Again, rumored, allegedly. But, I saw somebody say that. But, again, brilliantly high. And I know you're going to, sorry to cut you off, but, like, the CJ Stroud thing, I think I said it a few weeks ago, but a guy who, like, reported that it was low, some dude in the comments was like, so these two dudes got, like, 70s, but they're still good quarterbacks. And he was like, those two scores that were in the 70s were not, low scores. So I don't know if it's literally like a thing of this dude just did really bad on it, or if it's like, okay, he got like a 70 something, but because these other three got 90s, it just makes it look 10 times worse than it actually is.
I don't know, man. And with there being rumors that CJ is not even being considered in the top 5 no more, and that Houston's not even high on any QBs. And what's crazy though is it's all coming out now that Houston's not high on a QB because they know they're probably not getting Bryce Young.
Yep.
So it's like, is Carolina still kind of baiting with Bryce Young to see to the last minute? Like maybe they do like Bryce Young, but maybe they're waiting to the last minute for Houston to be like, we'll send you 2 and 12 and this and that and this and that. Because then it's like, so why not? And then they go draft Anthony Richardson at 2 or CJ Stroud at 2. I'm just saying, like, maybe they are. At this point, I've kind of bought into the Bryce Young hype, so I'm really hoping we take Bryce Young, but I don't know, man.
I mean, yeah. It just, to me, right now, I think they're again. I put like a tweet in our chat earlier. It was like if they pull this off, where they pick somebody else or they make a trade happen, this is one of the best disinformation things we've ever seen. At least
we're gonna get into all that when we get to Panthers Corner. Don't worry.
Sorry, I jumped.
Because we are definitely you're good. Because we are definitely going to talk about the GOAT Scott Fitt. Okay. Anyway, so that's for the S2 test. The Cowboys have picked up the 5th-year option on CeeDee Lamb. That's not a surprise. It's actually broke as I was fixing the edits and stuff, so this was pretty much good timing. Of course, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million extension, including $179.304 million guaranteed. Hurts becomes the highest-paid player in NFL history in a deal negotiated by Nicole Lynn of Clutch Sports Group and Eagles GM Howie Roseman.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Question to you now, and I'd love to get your opinion on this. How does this affect Lamar Jackson in any way?
If it has a slight implication on what is going on with Lamar, it may allow Lamar to get like 45 like he wanted, or I don't know how much he wanted, but let's say he wanted 45. Well, now he can sit there and be like, all right, cool, I can still get 45. I'm not going to be the highest paid quarterback because Jalen's getting, what was that, like 50?
51. 51.
Yeah, 51
I did the math the other day, yeah, 51.
So 51 a year. Okay, now maybe Lamar can still get in that 40 range with a lot more guaranteed and not be the highest paid quarterback.
That's my thing. Is it's like, that's my thing. Like, why? I get that you want a lot guaranteed. That's fine though. Why don't you take Like, take a $38 million a year contract, but get like a butt ton of it guaranteed. Right before we started this, the Buffalo Bills and their kicker Tyler Bass have agreed to a 4-year, $21 million contract with 12.3 guaranteed. Just some fun little kicker news because kickers are people too.
Oh, breaking news!
So,
Steve Smith is interviewing Bryce Young.
Like right now?
No, I think he has a YouTube video that's coming out tomorrow.
I'll be watching that at work. Oh man, that's gonna be great, dude. All right, so after about the top 2 for me, it kind of just like falls into a pit of just what. So real quick, Jordan Battle. Dude's got high IQ. He's a physical tackler, and he's a very versatile defensive back. I think he's going to translate very well in the NFL. Just depends on his scheme, in my opinion, where he goes. The things I don't like, his man-to-man coverage is kind of poor, and his consistency as a tackler, where he is very physical, he has to actually make the tackle. That's the issue, is that he's one of those where he's less of a wrap up, more of a blow you up. You know what I'm saying? Like he'd rather punch you in the mouth than just get the tackle. Yep. So that's kind of hurts Jordan Battle. So I expect Jordan Battle to probably be a day 2 prospect, in all honesty. J.L. Skinner, Mr. Boise State. I don't think I've ever talked about a Boise State prospect ever, to be honest with you. It's rare. So his height, his weight, and his athleticism. Dude's 6'4", 209. That's a big safety. Yes. He has great motor skills, and he's extremely physical. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, all these guys are very physical, so that's a pro for all of them that I got wrote down here. His change of direction is kind of mid. His man coverage value isn't all that great, and I have a feeling that he's going to be more of a scheme/role specific type safety. So it'll be interesting to see where JL goes. I think the bottom 3, Jordan, JL, and Jamie, are all going to be day 2 prospects. Probably JL might fall to day 3, but I doubt it. I think he's be a later day 2, probably round 3 prospect. But I think Battle and Robinson will probably go in the 2nd round, and so will Antonio. And then I think, of course, Brian will probably go first. Maybe he could fall. Yep. So with Jamie Robinson out of Florida State, he has high motor skills. He's extremely versatile, and he's a very productive tackler. Dude, he's a great tackler. I mean, seriously, it's rare that he misses tackles. His ball production isn't all that great. His range in the deeper positions of the field is kind of poor. So I don't know if he loses sight of the ball, where the ball's going, or just gets tripped up in the backfield or something. I don't know what it is, but in the deeper parts of the field, he kind of it's like he just doesn't know what he's doing, where he's going. Next, Antonio Johnson out of Texas A&M. His size and versatility, he's a 6'2", 198-pound big safety. I guess all these safeties are actually a decent size, I think. Antonio Johnson's processing skills are great. His physicality and his tackling ability is top notch. Probably one of the best safeties coming out tackling wise. He has one of the best tackling skills, I should say. Sorry, as one of the best tacklers coming out. So he's got high hips that lead to challenges when transitioning and breaking down. We talked about this a corner last week. I can't remember who it was on top of my head. But with the high hips, man, definitely as a DB, high hips will kill you every time. So his ball skills are they're okay. They're not top notch. And a big question a lot of people have asked is, does he have a true position on the field? So with that question, I'm wondering, is he gonna be more kind of like a Jeremy Chin type safety, where maybe he is good at the safety, but he's better maybe in the box, or just the joker role where he could be, a blitzing edge, then back up to a linebacker, then could also play safety when needed. So that'll be interesting. And then to end it with Brian Branch, his IQ's high. That's an Alabama thing, dude. You don't come out of Alabama without having a high IQ. He's a high-level run defender. This dude, Brian Branch, is top-notch run defender, dude. It's amazing. Well, I love seeing a safety that doesn't mind sticking his nose in the running back's face. You know what I'm saying? So I love a good hitting safety. He's a very versatile defender. His ball production is mid, and again with the rest of these other safeties, just about all of them, man, their man-to-man coverage this year just isn't very great as all around, just in the whole safety class.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a couple, surprisingly, of honorable mentions. Colin's famous honorable mentions. Number 1, Sidney Brown from Illinois.
Yep.
He's 5'10", he's 23, ran a 4.47. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he had he had a very high vertical jump. I don't remember exactly what it was, but Sidney Brown is a very athletic safety. And there's one more, two more. So Brandon Joseph out of Notre Dame. I think if he would have come out last year, I think he would have been a day 2 guy whenever he was, I don't remember where he played. He may have been at Cincinnati. Could be wrong on that. But he went to Notre Dame, and he kind of had an off year, so he kind of fell down the boards down like the 4th or 5th round. I think if he can have a little bit of resurgence in the NFL. And then this one, surprisingly, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Marty Mapu.
Who?
From Sacramento State. He is 23. He's 6'3", 216. Some teams are saying that he might be more like a linebacker than a safety, but just a very versatile guy that could be pretty good.
Is Scott Fitt the worst GM at keeping secrets? I think so. That man's got a loud mouth. Let's discuss in Panthers Corner. Is Scott Fitt the worst GM at keeping secrets? I mean, dude.
I mean, it's bad.
It's
really bad.
It's pretty brutal. My man just needs to not talk. Just be like, look, can you come do a radio show? Yeah, after the draft. This dude's like Tom Holland with the script in his hand. He's gonna say something he shouldn't. So Scott Fitt got on WFNC and said this. The quote is, "All the guys did really well, but Bryce in particular did a great job when we sat down at dinner. Every time we talked to him, it's like talking to a 40-year-old man. The other 3 guys were all on par with that as well, but Bryce in particular was really strong." Now, if he just said all the QBs were on par with when we went to dinner, we're all great to talk to, blah, blah.
Yep.
This would really mean nothing.
Yep.
But you name drop Bryce Young twice.
Yeah.
And this whole quote that you said was just about Bryce Young. So you're like, yeah, Bryce is literally here, and the other 3, yeah, they're good, but they're like here. That's pretty much how I'm looking at that. Apparently,
yep.
To me,
I would agree. Yeah, I don't know. You may have it. Do you have another thing from what he said on WFNZ in here?
No.
Okay, so I could be wrong. I'm looking for it as we speak. But I believe he also name-dropped one Mr. Anthony Richardson during the interview as well. And he didn't mention the other 2.
During the interview or during the...
During the interview.
On this WFNZ?
Here it is. So from same guys, the 4-man rush, Scott Fitt said a lot of positive things about Anthony Richardson on WFNZ and mentioned that his lack of reps and experience has things to consider in that evaluation.
Yep. It makes sense.
Yep.
I think it is probably down to those 2 guys.
Yep. Until we get proven wrong.
Yeah, until hopefully they release something that shows our draft board by accident.
Yeah, let's leak that sucker.
Yeah, why not? I'd leak it like 5 minutes before the draft.
Hey guys, just wanted to show you guys this list right here.
So apparently Bryce Young opened up about his conversation with the Teppers, or just the Panthers, I should say, because I'm sure everybody was there. But so this is what was said. It was a lot of getting to know each other. Young recalled of his meeting with Carolina, which included Panthers owner David Tepper. I really do appreciate the dedication to everything. With Mr. Tepper, him being so involved, that just shows how much he cares about the team, and you can tell that radiates through the entire coaching staff. They're extremely invested in everything. I've been able to talk to them, and they have a very clear plan on what they want for the future and what they've been building and what they've been doing, and they've been doing that for a while now. Just being able to sit with him and everyone else that was a part of the dinner, it was a great opportunity for me and a great experience. Even personally, I learned a lot from just hearing from their philosophies on and off the field, so it was a great experience for me. What do you get from that?
I mean, I think it's just that prospect talk. I do find it interesting that he brought up something about them having a very clear plan. Like, I know you're going to talk about it, but I wonder how in depth they went with what the plan is with him. Because if they told the dude the plan, we know what that means. I would be interested to see if any other QB prospect does an interview about the Panthers and they bring up the plan. That's when you would know if something's, been said.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I kind of agree with you, though. I think it is just a prospect talk. And last but not least, on Panthers Corner. Oh God, I'm not gonna be able to read that. Hold on.
I can read it.
Oh, okay.
So this is about the Fitterer,
Dan Morgan,
and Sanders. Sean Sanders, is that his name?
I think so, yeah.
Sean, I don't know. It's something Sanders. I apologize. He is the college scout director. He's a scouting director. Nailed that. This is from the press conference on Friday. So Fitterer says they're finishing the board this week with college scouts, meeting with the coaches later this week, still going through the process on number 1.
So, hold on. With that, if we can, I want to go to every point and kind of break it down if we can.
Understand.
They actually said that they had over 1,500 scouts written down. So they've been doing some work.
Mm-hmm. And what they said what they
said it's narrowed down. They said it's narrowed down to somewhere around the 370 range, I think.
Yeah, that rings a bell. I was gonna say it's 300 something. So yeah, I agree with that. Yep. Second bullet point. Fitterer said they didn't say anything to Bryce Young to cause him to cancel visits.
I think you take that with a grain of salt, in my opinion. Because if what we just talked about, if they did tell him the plan, and then if that plan was like the plan, then they could have been like, they could be like, you don't have to go on the rest of your visits if you don't want to. It's up to you.
And you saw that thing floating around about, who was in Charlotte whenever CJ and Will Levis were doing their stuff, right?
Talking about Bryce?
Yep.
Yeah, I seen that. That was interesting.
If that's true, I mean,
you know how kind of disrespectful it would be though for him to be in Charlotte while you hosting the two.
That'd be fire.
Like, imagine like CJ and Bryce are walking through somewhere, and Bryce is sitting somewhere with his feet kicked up. And he's like,
"What's up, boys?"
You're like, "Wait a minute."
You had your visit a while ago, bud. Panthers GM Scott Fitterer said all 4 QBs still in play for the number 1 pick. Panthers don't want to rule anything out. That's cap.
That's cap. 100% cap. That's GM talk. That's the stuff he needs to be saying, not Bryce Young was the greatest person we've ever talked to.
Yeah. They are definitely down.
That's a lie. It's down to 2 people.
They're either down to 2 or they're about to squeak it down to 2. They may be at 3, but in the next day or 2, they're gonna be squeaked down to 2. They may already be down to 1. We ain't gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that through this next point. Scott Fitterer. Oh, I read that wrong. Never mind. Scott Fitterer. I'd hate being at number 9 right now, trying to figure this out.
If we were at number 9 right now, I think that the conversation would probably be sitting around Will Levis.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Or we'd be sitting there buying into that CJ Stroud tank train that's going on right now. I mean, CJ Stroud's getting.
Yeah, I don't get it though. That's the thing. It's like they went from CJ being number one to as soon as Las Vegas swapped the odds and went Bryce, they just took and everybody just started dumping on CJ Stroud. And I don't get it. I think it's stupid. CJ Stroud don't deserve none of it. I love CJ Stroud. I hope he goes on to the NFL, and I hope he has great success wherever he goes.
Unless he goes
except for when he plays us, and except for if he's a Falcon, Saint, or a Buccaneer.
Yep.
But it's crap, man. Like, come on, dude. He's done nothing, and you're gonna sit here and tell me that the Texans may be higher on Will Levis than CJ? Well, that'd just be a Texans doing a Texan thing.
Yeah.
I'm taking CJ Stroud if he's on the board. I don't care. So that's crap. They're doing CJ wrong for that, to be honest with you.
Yep. And then for the next point, Fitterer on short QBs and balls getting batted down at the line. Says in Russell Wilson's final year at Wisconsin, he had 3 batted balls. And at Bryce's last year at Alabama, he only had 2. And if I know it's just on the bullet point here, but if you listen to the press conference, to me personally, it sounded like he got a little bit defensive about
there was a couple times he got defensive about Bryce.
I'm glad
100%. And there's a couple times on here where it talks about certain things that were said. And a lot of Bryce talk was talked about at this press conference. If you watch body language, if you pick up on maybe the way a person looks at something, or just the way their eyes or their facial features or whatever, the way when something's being said, it really seemed like they were like, Bryce is short, and he's like, well, I mean, well, Russell Wilson had 3. I mean, this guy had 2. I mean, what's the issue? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is why all the signs are pointing towards Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So.
And I know this is why I'm going to say it. That tweet that I sent earlier where it was like, if this is fake, dude, holy crap. I'll take everything back.
He's selling it great.
Because he's selling this sucker. Let's see. Fitter
also,
said,
to speak on the to
speak
speak on the batted balls, Baker's taller than Russ and Bryce, and he had like 7 or 8 by week 6, right?
Yeah, and wasn't the league leader like Josh Allen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
6'4", 6'5", something like that.
Yeah, so just because you're short doesn't mean that you can't throw over the line. I mean, that's not what that means.
PJ Walker could do it.
So it's, I don't know, man. It's like these Bryce haters just try to nitpick stuff. Yes. But it's like what you're nitpicking doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So Fitterer says if there's a disagreement, Frank and I will make that decision. But he also says he doesn't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think they both really probably really like the future of Anthony Richardson, but they like the present of Bryce Young. So it's really going to be either way. They're going to sit down, probably just them two. They're going to have a big meeting with everybody.
Yep.
But just them two will probably have one of them late night. Both of you got a scotch, and we're sitting here just drinking and talking football. And it's like, we have to figure this out right now. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't figure it out like Wednesday night, Thursday morning at like 6 a.m. They're sitting there and they're like, I promise you, as soon as it happens, someone will be like, it's Bryce.
Yeah.
100%.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip down to another point and come back up because I think this has to do with it. So Fitterer had said he won't ask Frank Reich for his pick until later to not cloud the process. He still hasn't, but Fitterer said they recently shared a laugh because it's becoming clear for us. So, as we just said, if they haven't talked about it, they're probably not going to talk about it. But they probably are sitting in the room and they're probably looking at each other. They probably have that look whenever a guy walks in and they're like, they're probably sitting there going, that's the guy.
And I'm going to tell you, because Tepper, Scott, Frank, and whoever else was at that meeting with Bryce Young, if you just watch the Bryce Young pivot interview came out, and when you listen to the way Bryce Young just holds himself to such a high standard, it's hard for you not to fall in love with who Bryce Young, the man is, not the football player.
Yep.
The man. That dude is such a well-spoken, well-mannered. His parents seem to be awesome.
Yep.
So
he'll be good for Carolina. definitely.
Absolutely.
And then next point, so Fitterer said Bryce Young's core body has gotten bigger, says it's something you can control. And I'm going to go down to the next point before we say anything about that. Fitterer says Matt Corral is ready to compete this offseason. He's 220 pounds. Fitterer has spoken to his agent, and he says nothing is promised to the QBs. It's about what is earned. So basically talking about how Bryce Young, I don't know if it's on here, it probably is on here, but whatever, I'll bring it up anyways. Basically, Fitterer also got pretty defensive when they talked about Bryce Young's weight and basically brought up how Russell Wilson came in at 205 and now he's 220. And it's just over time, he can gain weight. And whenever we get him into a nutrition program, we can get him to gain weight. And he's getting bigger in the lower body because they don't like to tighten up on their upper body. And then like with Matt Corral, again, 220, another guy who was a little bit smaller and now he's bulked up. Again, I know he said it's about what is earned. That's cap. There ain't no way. I'm going to tell you right now, there is literally no way if you pick Bryce Young or CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson, and even though I hate Will Levis, that you're going to start Matt Corral over him. I don't care. It's not happening.
Okay. If I couldn't fall any more in love with Bryce Young, somebody just sent in a group chat a video of somebody interviewing Bryce Young and asked you, they said, so let's say you do go to Carolina. They said, obviously, the last Panther QB, the great Panther QB they had was Cam Newton, and he just released a list of people he wouldn't mind backing up, and you were on that list. How do you feel about that? And Bryce said it's surreal that that's even a sentence that can be said. He said he respects Cam. He loves the way he played. There's so much he could learn from Cam. Cam was one of his role models growing up. So you know me, I'm a huge Cam fan, and dude, like I know we got Andy Dalton, so it's not gonna happen. But a dream would having Cam Newton sit behind Bryce Young, teaching that man not just football, but just like Charlotte, just the area, learning. Yep. How to make Charlotte fall in love with him. Not like that Bryce can't do it himself, because I'm sure this man is going to have Charlotte fall.
Yeah,
Charlotte's going to be in the palm of his hand by the end of the season. I 100% promise you that. But dude,
I mean, let's see. What else? What else I've not talked on? Let's see. Fitterer. It's not like we're expecting this QB to come in and immediately make everything happen. We're not going to ask him to do anything he can't do.
Smart. Which could also mean even if you take Bryce at 1, Andy Dalton may start 4 or 5 weeks. That's okay. Yep. That is okay.
And Andy it leaves Dalton, the door open for AR.
Exactly. And it leaves it open for AR.
Anybody, really?
Oh, my God. Do not say that.
Well, I was going to say CJ, too. That was more so my point. Because, like, CJ or Bryce, if you're not going to... Anyway, Fitterer on areas of need after QB. Always need a pass rusher. Been saying that. Also says they could look for an O-line depth. Sweet. Yep. Another receiver. What?
Yep.
Linebacker. What? No team is ever complete. Could always had. Fitterer says, as of right now, I do not see us trading out of the number 1 pick. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Unless you get a king's ransom, you don't move.
Houston would have to literally send us like 2 and 12. That 2 and 12 would probably get Scott to not hang the phone up.
Yeah, you have to get 2 and 12.
Like even a next year first, they'd probably be like, "Hey, we'll send you number 2," and then next year first, they'd be like, "Nah, we're chilling, man."
Yeah, it's gotta
be. If you're like, "Hey, man, look, we'll send you 2 and 12, a second this year, second next year," and you'd have to 2 and 12 to have the conversation. Anything less than that, man, you talk to somebody else.
Yep. If you wanted to comment on the other thing, you can too. About the needs other than quarterback.
Oh, yeah. The only thing here, so pass rusher, I'm surprised we haven't picked up free agency edge rusher yet, in my opinion. There's still a couple guys I'd like to see. Leonard Floyd would be great. He's already been in the Evero defense, so I'd love to see that. And then
corner was also missing from this, which intrigues me.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I wonder if they're really going to test Keith Taylor and CJ Henderson again. And then if, it's just one of those
you know what it could be. Because, we signed Eric Rowe, remember, but he played, whenever he was in New England, he played corner. And when he went to Miami, he went to safety. So I wonder if, and this pure conspiracy, I don't know, but if you know anything about Evero's defense, it's all centered around you having a good secondary. If you don't have a good secondary, you're going to get cooked. So that's why we signed so many safeties, because you need all these dudes that can do everything. They can tackle. They can do zone coverage. They can do man coverage. They can do anything you want them to do. You have to have a good secondary to make this defense work. So we got to get it covered. I don't care what you do, get it covered.
So here are some local visits. Wide receiver Grant Dubose from Charlotte. He's I think it's a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver.
Okay, yeah. O-line. Now I'm probably gonna butcher some of these names.
Right.
O-lineman Nick Daviri, an Old Dominion, so he's local.
Yep. I think he was a left tackle too.
Yeah.
Or right tackle, one of the two. I don't know.
Offensive guard Chandler Zavala, sorry, NC State. Played right beside Akeem, so of course Icky was definitely happy about that. I know he posted on his story.
I want to put some context around this as well. If you want to know how good these two were, we had a bum OC. Okay, Tim Beck.
NC State did.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Tim Beck had one good year. All right, but this year, let's say we ran it out of every 10 times we ran the ball, we run more than that, but whatever. 9 times out of the 10, we ran to the left behind Akim Okongwu and Chandler Zavala. 9 times out of 10. Now, again, that's pretty stupid, but either way, that shows how good they were, that we still were pretty productive when we did it. Also gives a little bit of, extra credit to Akim because homie was an All-American when everybody knew that we were going to run to the left. Sorry, had to get that out because shout out NC State.
Yeah, as you can tell, big NC State fan here. And then we have 2 Zoom visits that I know of. Offensive tackle Jalen Duncan from Maryland. He's the only tackle that I know that we've talked to. And then, no.
That's a Ronnie guy.
Yeah. And then, I think Anthony Bradford, wasn't he from LSU?
Yeah, but he's like a tweener kind of guy.
Yeah. Okay. And then we also talked to, on Zoom, edge Derek Hall from Auburn. I was pretty happy about that. So Derek Hall would be nice. He's going to be a day 2 prospect. So it'll be, maybe at 39 or 93 if we get him. That'd be awesome, but I doubt it. Anyway, let's start out with the, let's do the defense first, actually. So we have talked to 3 edges. BJ Ojolari from LSU. Eku Leota, from Auburn. That's an edge. And an edge, Byron Young from Tennessee. There are 2 Byron Youngs in defense in the SEC that are edges. One goes to Tennessee, the other goes to Alabama. That kills me to try to keep up with that because that is insanely aggravating.
Yep. And the Nick Herberg guy.
And then, Nick Herberg is like the edge / linebacker because from what I've seen on Twitter when I did this. So he's from Wisconsin. Linebacker Bumper Pool from Arkansas. That is a fire name.
That is a fire name.
And then linebacker Dane Henley from Washington State.
Yep.
And then, like I said, these names are probably going to be wrong. It's okay. I will learn them when they become Panthers.
Yep.
And then cornerback Joey Porter Jr. That's an interesting. That one was interesting.
If he falls
at 39, he'll be a Panther. He'll be a Panther. And there's no shot you don't take him. I would
take him.
He's arguably the best cornerback in the draft.
Yep. I don't care who there. Well, I say that. Most people, I'm picking Joey Porter over them.
Yep. Okay.
And then what I was gonna say here on defense, if you pay attention to where each guy is listed, notice how we're bringing in like a day 2 guy, a day 3 guy.
A lot of these guys were day 2s.
Like we're bringing in a lot of these dudes that are like spread out at each position. They're making sure they can pick BPA and still have guys towards the end that they like. Pretty smart. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Because they may do a trade up, in the 6th, 7th round. Let's say they really like Nick Herbig, and 5th, 6th round, he's sitting there. They may trade a next year's 6th to jump up and go get him. Why not? Go get your guy. You want him, go get him. Okay, now offense. You know the four QBs: AR, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis. Boom, 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 boom. Running back: Zach Evans from Ole Miss. Running back: Kendre Miller.
I think so.
From TCU. Yeah.
Yep.
Wide receiver: Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State. Wide receiver: Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss. Wide receiver: Charlie Jones from Purdue. Wide receiver: Xavier Gibson from Stephen F. Austin. Wide receiver: Darius Davis from TCU. Those are your receivers. Tight end wise, both of these were great for me. Sam Laporta from Iowa and Darnell Washington from Georgia. I was so happy when I seen that come across my phone that Darnell Washington was in Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
So at 39, if he's there, good possibility that's the pick.
Yep.
I
hope.
Offensive lineman Anthony Bradford from LSU, and then interior offensive lineman. So I'm guessing guard and or center Steve Avila from TCU.
Yeah, he's a guard. I think he's a left guard as well. A lot of left guards. Coming in. Think they're, obviously we got to get some depth there since we lost both our starting guards to season-ending, technically, injuries. If it would have happened early in the season, it would have been out the entire season. But because it happened at the end of the season, they should be ready before. Well, I think Brady Christensen should be ready before games start. I don't know about Austin Corbett because he tear his ACL. So I don't know if he's going to be ready before the season, but he'll be ready during the season.
He's with the team working out and stuff, so that's a good sign in my opinion. But yeah,
gotta make sure you have depth there, especially for any quarterback you pick. Make sure you protect them. Learn your lesson for once.
Yes, and I think this team kind of has, because what they did was when we had the guy who should not be named, he actually, that's one thing I will say. He did build an all good offensive line at least.
Yep.
He did kind of have a good roster. He messed up. He would get the roster and then he didn't know what to do with it. Was the issue. Yep. So I'm so that's one thing I can say thank you for that. That's the only thing I'd ever thank him for. So thanks for giving us the pieces. Now Frank Wright, the pieces are there. Get your QB, what you're about to do, and let's run this. Let's run this table, baby. NFC South is wide open. I would argue the NFC is wide open. I think Panthers, there's two or three guys. There's 2 or 3 guys. Don't ever say that again. There are 2 or 3 guys that 2 or 3 teams that I would, NFC wise, I would say we should watch out for. Probably Eagles, Dallas. And
I say 49ers.
I know I forget somebody. 49ers. I think you could argue the Giants. The Giants may be decent.
Who?
So there's about 4 or 5 teams. I'm sorry. But yeah, simulator real quick. All right, so got the Carolina 23-7 pre-draft fast standard. Boom. Okay, you can see all this.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so
click start up there. By the way.
All right.
No.
That's awful. Stupid. All right, so we're going to go with the favorite. So we're going to go with Bryce Young. We're not going to do no trades. I'm sure this is...
Oh, dude.
That thing is laggy.
Oh, dude. I thought Bijan Robinson was about to fall. Okay. Now, this is what I was going to talk about during the safety rankings, right? No, we're not doing that. Get out. I'm not trading with the Saints. I don't care how good it is. Now, this is... Okay, now, number one, there's a lot of dudes here. But Brian Branch. So, as we said before, secondary is very, very valuable in this scheme, right? What are the chances if a Brian Branch falls? I'm not saying we're going to pick him, but what are the chances that they would pick him?
God, dude, my entire top 5 fell.
I think 3, 4, honestly, 5. I would not be surprised if the Panthers at 39, if he somehow fell, which he's not, if they picked him. I'm not even joking. Because it's so important. We're not going to do it, but yeah, he's insane.
Yeah, I feel like so.
He's insane.
Like, I'd love to do Brian Branch, but I feel like should we pretend like he's not there because he probably won't? Okay. So Brian Branch is not there. So let's talk about something else. Edge. He brought up edge and he brought up linebacker. I'm surprised Jack Campbell was not. That's what I meant to say too. There's a couple people I'm surprised haven't been brought in for Carolina. Jack Campbell, Drew Sanders, and Josh Downs are three people I'm surprised have not been brought in to talk with Carolina. Yeah. And Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt was interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what do you want to do? Edge.
So what were the tight ends looking like again?
Tight ends.
Was it?
So Laporta's on there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at who we have that are top 30 visit to.
Yeah. I mean, I think you go edge. I think you go BJ. I just want to see if
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, Ojulari's there. I mean,
I think you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's so many monsters. Hi. Oh, dude. Tell me that dude's about to. Oh my god, dude, Antonio Johnson. That dude fell like 40 picks. Now, yet another one where a guy that we brought in on top 30 visit is sitting right there at the top. I mean, we taking it, so come on, Bears, give me them picks, boy.
Do we take that?
I mean, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
We get a fifth and a seventh to move back like 5. So how many picks was that? Like 10
picks, yeah.
I don't care. Congrats. Give me my picks, boy. Oh, move back. Was that 1 pick for 6th and a 7th?
Big dog, that's in the third round, the 4th round, idiot.
Let's go, dog.
Hey, what? That's the 4th round. We're in the 3rd.
Hey, did you see what the picks say? 103 to 104?
Dude.
That's one spot.
3rd round, pick 103. 4th round, pick 104.
Yeah,
oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that Brent. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think we take that, right? Hold on. Let's see what else we got.
Let's see if somebody else.
No.
Somebody stupid.
No. Dude, Saints, go away.
These are
I'm going to be honest.
Let's go for it.
Very, but I'm taking that.
Dude, we take those. We take
there
those.
There we go.
We take those.
All right.
Ooh.
Tennessee, Bryce Young is here. We just took an edge.
I'm a big Darius Rush guy. Okay.
Zach Evans is on the board. Nick Herbig is on the board.
Yep. It's a fact. He is there.
Zach is still on the board.
Yo.
Is Zach falls to 114? We're going Zach,
yeah,
just an FYI.
Yeah, we're bigging him.
So let's see here.
Yeah, linebacker gets rough.
So Bumper Pool's gonna fall.
Yep.
Pretty far if you want to wait.
Yeah. I'm saying Darius Rush.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Unless you like Corey Trice or something.
Where's Tennessee's?
You look at wide receiver.
Did he go already?
Who? Oh,
Tennessee.
Young, Tennessee. He's an edge.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Dude, come on, seriously. Marvin Mims, Tank Dell still on the board.
I'm gonna be real. And this is where we have some discussion here. Do you think what's a bigger need, a receiver or a corner? In my opinion, it's a corner.
A corner.
Yeah, and I think you go
100%.
get.
I think it's between these two.
Yeah, I go with the.
I would probably go Darius.
Yep, get that connection back with.
I'm down with that.
Oh yeah, easy. Get out of here, bro. We're not trading with you, Saints. Get out. God. Not moving me. Nope. Nah.
Okay.
Now we're getting the man Kuntz. Get Zach Kuntz in here. Dog.
So, Jesus Christ.
Golly. We're playing like draft day right now, dog.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous.
Okay, yeah, no more trades after this. We have
linebacker. Okay, Nick's still on the board.
Nick, you know what?
Get some linebacker depth.
That could be that. You remember Frankie Louvu plays inside linebacker and he can blitz, right? Maybe Nick Herbig is kind of that dude where Louvu maybe gets a breather,
You bring in Nick, and he can do somewhat of the same thing. Not
That's
saying
kinda
they're the
what I'm
same
thinking.
player, but close enough. Yeah, I would do it. Yup, we building a dream team right here, dog. Good lord. Oh my gosh. A 6th, a 7th, next year 4th, and a next year 6th to move up to a 5th round. You're insane. These are all so terrible. It's not even fun. Oh,
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Look at all these positions.
So
there's
we brought
Keandre Miller.
We brought in Keandre Miller, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, let's think of him. Actually, I can do that. What am I thinking?
Look at guard too.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Didn't we bring in? Yeah, we can. I think. Didn't we bring in?
We brought in Charlie Jones.
That Andrew.
We brought
That
in
Andrew guy's a
Grant.
dog.
We
Darius
brought
Davis.
in Darius Davis.
Yeah, we didn't bring him.
That's about it. Tackle wise,
That is a terrible tackle board. I mean, that's bad. Oh, dude, that's a pretty sweet name. City So. What a dog. Not moving me.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Bumper here. I like how you can defend the pick.
I mean, you want to say like,
I like Kobe Turner. I'll put
I do
just
like
'cause-
honestly, running back might be the pick here.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, Keandre Miller, you need a 4th back at least.
Yeah, because this isn't.
Wide
I'm
receiver's
good
not
with that.
moving me. Yep.
Yeah, not right now at least.
Not at the moment. Nope.
So I'm good with that. And then we're back right on the board.
We're getting back to being realistic. That's
So-
what I'm talking about. You gotta move it to all.
Oh. So this is what's on the board.
It's
at
like Charlie
148.
Jones
So
is in the
Charlie's the
range.
only one that's really worth that pick. You could argue Kobe
me
Turner
look up.
also, but
Let me look up Charlie Jones. How
Mm.
big's this dude? Charlie Jones. So he's 6 foot. Man, this dude, holy crap.
is he nice?
He had 110 receptions for 1,361 yards, 12 TDs, and his longest was a 60-yard catch.
So you think
He-
we roll with
Boy,
Charlie?
that man balled on Michigan. Now he, didn't win, but yeah, I'll go Charlie.
I mean, why not?
So what do we got? So we got a quarterback, edge, CB, tight end, linebacker, running back, wide receiver.
But so you could see it up here too if that's what you were looking at.
Yeah, totally did not see that. No. I mean, in real life, I'm taking that.
Do we take it or
I
reject
mean,
it?
screw it. I mean, dog, we already doing it. Let's just go for it. I mean, come on now.
Dude, Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, look, the
Please.
Packers trying to move up to get somebody. Probably a
Screw you,
quarterback.
Cody. Okay,
do-
so Kobe
feel
Turner
like
fell.
Kobe.
This is the thing, is we're gonna have kind of close picks. I
See,
think.
we got 210, yeah, so it's a little bit farther back there.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
question is, because we've signed so many defensive linemen to play in that 3-4, do they even do it? Like, what does a corner look like? Oh, now that one guy right there, Bryce Ford. I don't think we draft 2 receivers, but that dude's somebody to watch out for. That Bryce guy. Dude, it's just like I would kind of like to add 2 corners just for that depth, but it's like I just don't think. Oh, interior offensive line. Oh, tell me, somebody's got to be here. Dude, wow. Are you kidding me?
The boys went fast.
Oh man. Oh wow. Hey yo, Chattanooga. Shout out to you guys getting the 1st round pick last year. Check. I mean, maybe we need to check tackle, see if somebody's there that maybe. Golly.
Jackson Kirkland.
Jackson
but
Kirkland's about the
he's,
only
He's
one.
gonna fall though. We can wait on Jackson, I think.
Wait, yeah.
So
Oh
I
man.
mean,
That's sad.
that's pretty rough.
That's sad. Maybe. I mean, do you double dip a linebacker? Go pace?
Do you take Pace or do you wait and take Bumper?
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, just go Kobe, I guess. Right. I mean, that's like the only person I can justify right now would be going Kobe because
we
best
don't have
BPA. BPA
Yeah.
might as well get some young guys.
At
in
least
there and
some guy that can back up Derek.
somebody can be a future guy instead of a 1 year, 2 year rental. Can put YG in spot.
Jeez. You don't want to take YG in the spot. You need to keep looking at edge.
Kobe Turner's gonna be taking his spot. That's what I'm talking about. We brought in. Didn't we bring in that guy?
Yeah.
311. Golly, boy, that man getting disrespected.
That's pretty rough.
Golly, can you imagine being 500 on this sucker?
We're the Texas A&M
dude, I
Commerce.
thought I genuinely. Did you say commerce? That's commerce.
Commerce.
Oh no. Oh, that was rough. That was rough one right there. Are you looking at fun? Wingate.
I mean, Trey Dean.
Trey Dean's nice. How many picks we got left?
3. They've all been. Everything here's been traded. Look.
I mean, do you go? We
don't have another safety, so
click
it's
on
like.
all. Click on all. Hey, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell you about this.
You could double dip at Bryce.
Let me look at Bryce because I heard somebody
look
talking
at
about
this
him
guy.
yesterday.
We could call this guy Juice Box. That'd be fire. Grant DeBoost is also on here, just FYI.
Who? Oh yeah, yes. Oh, so this Bryce guy, right? If I'm not mistaken, ooh, my goodness. Okay, from North Carolina, right? Went to West Virginia. How tall you? I'm gonna tell you this dude's speed. All right, he ran a 4.38, had a 41-inch vertical jump. How tall you think this man is?
I got no idea.
All right, just take a guess. You think he's
6'4".
short or tall? Oh, dude, perfect. 6'4". He's a 6'4" receiver that had a 41-inch vert and ran a 4.38, dog. That man's a dog. That man is a dog. Purely developmental guy. Bring him in, see what happens. I mean, that sounds nice to me. Grant DuBose. This guy entered the transfer portal first before he hit the draft. I wanted him at NC State before it happened.
Yeah, I was looking at his stats while you was talking to that.
Yeah, so he's 6'3", 200 pounds. Had 64 receptions for 792 yards, 9 touchdowns. I'm cool with either one. I'll leave the deciding factor up to you.
He ran a 4. How fast was the guy from West Virginia? Bryce?
He ran a 4.38.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's 6'4". This is genuinely. If we
I think
in real life, I think
that.
if we move back, I think Bryce Ford Wheaton might actually be the pick. Like not even like pure on record. I think he might be the pick. If we had a pick like around here.
Yeah.
It's all potential.
I'm good with that.
It's all potential. You get a big 6'4" dude that's really fast. Okay, sounds like the name of the game. Now do you want to go? You just want to go Bumper into Kirkland or Kirkland into Bumper? I mean, you have to draft some form of offensive lineman.
Yeah, might as well take Jackson.
Yep.
And then I think Bumper will fall, so.
Yeah, we'll just make it. Yeah, this is how, guys, this is completely realistic. We drafted so many dudes that came in the top 30 visits.
Stetson Bennett to the freaking 49ers is actually scary.
Dude, what a dog.
That's actually scary.
That would be rough for us. Ain't gonna lie. Oh, dude, does Houston have the last pick in the draft? Oh, yes. They're gonna have Mr. Irrelevant, just like their irrelevant franchise. That's crazy.
Oh, okay. And they took a wide receiver, Ronnie Bell.
Oh,
that's actually a fire draft.
Dude, that's so good. Oh, no way you're picking. No, don't disrespect my man Bumper Pool.
All right, so this is the here's our mock draft. What do you think, man? I mean, I'm happy about it. I think we hit everything.
If this happens in real life, I'm gonna be happy.
Make us the GMs if this happens in real life.
Exactly, dog.
So
we went in a time machine.
That's right. So we did good, man. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody that joined in is going to watch our video or listen to it on whatever, podcast streaming you listen to. So yeah, we're like I said, we're down a man tonight, but we'll get back to it Wednesday. We will have a discussion and come on real quick and drop a 32-team mock, a 31-pick mock draft because the Dolphins are
bunch of bums.
Bunch of bums. So, but yeah, hopefully it'll be us three. If not, it'll just be me and CK. And then Thursday we'll be back for the draft special, the first annual. So we cannot wait for that, man.
Let's go.
Super excited. So yeah, just follow our socials here down at the bottom, and yeah. So until next time, guys. Thanks for joining, and we shall see you guys on the next one.